folks, welcome to another episode of NYC CNC. I use Alibre software for CAD, and as many of you know, I'm a big fan of that software and for the value proposition it offers. I had a lot of folks ask for a new video tutorial for the 2012 version. I just upgraded myself and wanted to go ahead and show some folks how to get started. So once you've installed the software, you can go to File, New, Part. That puts you in this screen here. And by the way, if you are new to my videos, I tend to move pretty quickly. I get bored by a lot of the internet and video tutorials out there that go, I think, too slow. I also try to be as thorough as I can. Feel free to drop a comment in if you need something further explained. So first thing will be Activate 2D Sketch, and then I'll choose this box around here called the XY plane. That lets me edit on the XY axis. If that doesn't make sense, you'll see what that means later. We'll start by just sketching a rectangle, and then I'm going to add dimensions to it. So let's make it 3 inches by 2 inches. Now let's extrude that box out to 1 inch high. So I did that by going to the Extrude Boss feature, which is the same, I believe, as right here, Extrude Boss. And I'll choose 1 inch. I'll click, oops, I didn't have the sketch selected. Extrude, 1 inch, click OK. Now I'll go back to Orient to the front, which lets me view the part from the top down, so it's like I'm looking over the part. And you can see I've got a box that is 3 inches on the x-axis, or wide, 2 inches front to back, and 1 inch high, if you will. So let's say we wanted to hollow that out to make it like a tub. We could use the shell tool to do that. So I'll go up and I'll find the shell tool right here. And I'll select this top plane, or face rather, and let's leave a 1/4 inch all the way around it. So you can see now I've got a tub, and these are all 1/4 inch thick walls, including the distance between the floor and the bottom. Now let's go ahead and chamfer the edges around it to give it a nicer look. So I'll click chamfer. I'll select this face right here, and that's going to chamfer all of the edges around it. Click OK, and now you can see I've got that chamfer. But let's say I didn't want to do all of them. Let's say I only wanted to do the outside ones. Rather than selecting the whole face, I would select the actual edges. So if you hover between, you'll see you can just select the edge. Like so. Click OK. Now let's say I wanted to change the shape of this box a little bit. Let's go back to the sketch and let's do some line editing. So I'll select a line, and I'll just pick a random spot, and I'll go, let's say I want to go to 60 degrees. I'll type 60, and I'll come back at 60 degrees. So let's say I want to lock that 60 degrees in for certain. I'll do a standard dimension. I'll select the left, I'll select the right, and there's 60 degrees. So that locks that reference between the two. Now I can trim this excess material here. So I'll trim that, and then I'll actually trim the space in between it. And if we go ahead and exit the Activate Sketch, you'll see now I've extruded that same feature out. Now I don't know if the shell tool will work. Yep, it does. Works just fine. And the chamfer will work as well, but you'll see I've added some edges that didn't exist before, so we'll just go ahead and click on those, and like so. And then this is the beauty of parametric editing. If I want to go back and edit this sketch, and let's say I want to make these dimensions accurate versus just eyeball, let's say we want that to be 1 inch over, which leaves that to be 0.53, so let's say we make that 0.75. Actually, let's say we want these to match, so 0.75. And now we've got it to be symmetrical, and I'll go drag this blue bar down to generate the rest of it. Now let's say we wanted to add a post inside this box. The way I would do this would be to right click on this face and select Insert Plane. And I'm going to insert that plane with no height offset. So in other words, not above or below it, but just right on it. Now you see we've created this blue box. So let's go ahead and go back into Activate 2D Sketch, and this time we'll select that plane that we just created. It's now green. And let's do a circle here, and we'll make it 0.75. You can see that's resting right there, and the same thing we'll do is I'll go right over here to extrude boss, and let's extrude that out to 1.25 inches. And now we've got a box in the middle. Now let's say we wanted to put a hole in the middle of that cylinder. Again, I'd right click, insert plane, no offset, and then let's activate 2D sketch, select that. Now same thing, circle this, let's make it 0.375, and then we'll do an extrude cut, and then this time instead of going to a depth, we'll go to geometry, and we'll select this bottom part here. Click OK, and now you can see I've got a hole that's all the way through that. Now the reason we added those planes was that let's say we go back and we edit the distance of this to 1.5 inches. When I refresh or regenerate that plane, it knows that the plane reference was the height of that, the top of that post. So when I change the height of that post, it's moved that plane, which has let my extruded hole adjust correctly as well. So again, that's just a very quick intro to get folks up and running. I hope you've enjoyed. Stay tuned for more. Thanks, folks.